Crispy on the outside, soft in the middle, one of my favorite ways to cook potatoes. It's a classic in Ireland. Hi, I'm Gemma Stafford, a professional chef from Ireland, and today I'm going to show you how to make traditional Irish Boxty, which is a crisp potato pancake. We'll grate and mash potatoes, bring them together, and cook them until golden and crisp. So the key to a perfect Boxty is actually the type of potato that you use. It's really important to use what we call in Ireland a floury potato. Floury potato is the type of potato you use for like mashing. So in America, we use russet potatoes. They have a thick skin. They're always really brown. We do not want to use a Yukon Gold, which is what we consider a waxy potato, because when you mash those, it becomes gluey and lumpy. And if I hear you say, aha, it's because you've done that before and they're just not good for mashing. So you need a dry, floury potato. Maris Piper in England, russet in America. Do not use red potatoes either because they will not work. So what you're going to want to do is peel the skin off your potato. And the first step for the potato is steaming half. So chop your potato into big chunks, just like you would if you were making mashed potato. Once they're chopped, pop them into your pot and we're going to steam them. So why do I recommend steaming over boiling? Steaming cooks potato without adding in any extra moisture. If you add potato into a pot of boiling water, it's going to soak up water and it's going to get heavy and stodgy with water. We want to keep it light and floury and not extra wet. So I always recommend steaming in a steam basket. It just really gives you superior potatoes for making a Boxty or potato farls or any type of potato cake. It keeps them nice and light. Your potatoes will take less than 10 minutes to steam until they're perfectly tender. The bigger you cut them, the longer they will take. When your potatoes are tender, remove them from the pot and put them into a bowl. Now, this is really important. When they're freshly cooked, they're still hot, mash them straight away. If you let them go cold, they will go gluey when you try and mash them, and you do not want that. So straight away, give them a quick mash, get out any lumps, and then set them aside to cool. So lovely soft mashed potato. I'm going to set that to the side, and we are going to focus on our other potato that we kept. And for this potato, we grate it. So this recipe is a little bit of a mix of an Irish potato farl and a latke because it has both mashed potato and grated potato. Now, I know it might seem like a lot of work, and I did think so myself, but once you taste the results, it's really worth it. So to grate your potato, do it on the larger side of a box grater and just grate that potato until it's all gone. We're not grating too much potato, but if you want to make a big batch and if you're used to making latkes around the holidays, if you want to use your food processor to grate potatoes, then go for it. It's not my favorite job. So with the grated potato, we don't just add it in. What we're going to do is put it in a nice clean tea towel, like so. Gather up the sides and squeeze with all your might. Look at that. You see how much liquid is already in a potato? So what we want to do is remove as much liquid as we possibly can to yield for a lighter potato cake. Sometimes what people do is actually sprinkle it with salt, let it sit there for a few minutes and then wring it out, and the salt will actually extract the liquid even more. That's up to you. Now, I think I got a fair amount out there. That is some starchy liquid that came from the potatoes. What we want to do now is add this grated potato straight in to our cooked potato. And if I can just make a suggestion, if you're like me and you bunch up tea towels to put them in the wash and then wash them 2 days later, rinse this straight away because you do not want to stumble upon it in a few days' time because it would be probably moving. Lovely, so the hard work is actually done. Now we're just going to add in a few more ingredients. We have salt here, lots of lovely salt. Potatoes need a good bit of salt. Pepper, freshly ground pepper, baking powder, and this will help give your cakes a little bit of a rise, and all-purpose flour. Now, I don't like to add too much flour because I don't like to weigh it down and make it stiff and kind of stodgy. So just with a fork, just mix those ingredients together, coat the potato, all that lovely stuff. So something a little bit different for this, but definitely very Irish, is adding in buttermilk. We love buttermilk in Ireland. If you can't find buttermilk, you can also make my substitute using just an acid like lemon juice or vinegar and some milk. But look at that lovely buttermilk in there. That's definitely what really makes it kind of like a potato pancake. And then just mix it together lightly. I know it seems kind of like, how is that possible? I will say, just gently mix this until combined and the potato is moistened, the flour has hydrated. Don't over mix it because it will make your batter tough. Boxty originated in Ireland over 200 years ago, generally eaten around springtime to celebrate patron saints of Ireland and the beginning of spring. If you're traveling to Ireland and you want authentic Boxty, check out restaurants like Padraig Oakes or Gallagher's Boxty restaurant, and they do amazing Boxty, and it will definitely be worth the visit. Okay, that's our batter. It's nice and thick. This is what it's supposed to look like. It is ready to be fried off straight away, so follow me. So I always recommend a heavy bottomed frying pan just because it retains the heat better and you're less likely to burn anything that you're cooking. You can also do a cast iron. So I'm cooking mine in vegetable oil. If you would like to do olive oil, that's totally up to you. But traditionally when my mom would make this, and most families, it was always vegetable oil, and it's kind of part of the flavor and the smell, and it just reminds me of Boxty growing up in Ireland. So I stuck with traditional vegetable oil. Heat up your pan on a medium heat, and we're going to do around a ½ cup measure of batter, a nice large frying pan, so you can cook a few off at a time. And you just kind of want to flatten your potato cake to around 4 inches in diameter. 2 to 3 on a large pan is perfect. It is nice to have the oil sizzling when you're frying off things because you just know that it's coating the bottom of your potato cake and going to make a beautiful golden brown. Also, when you are frying, this is just a general cooking rule, and make sure that your oil is hot enough, because when it's hot enough, it won't soak into the food. It will create a barrier and a layer, and it will brown the food, but your food won't end up soggy with oil when it's the right temperature. Because of the thick nature of these potato pancakes, you want to cook them around 4 minutes on each side, just to make sure they cook all the way through. You don't have any like raw potato in the middle, or make sure it's not a bit doughy. So that medium to medium low heat will allow you to cook safely for a little bit longer, keeping them lovely golden brown without burning them. Lovely. Putting a nice thick film of oil in your pan, by the way, will make sure that they don't stick to the pan. So in case you're wondering if you know when they're done, you just look down low, and if you can see like that it's not opaque, that it looks like it's fully cooked through, then you can remove them from the pan. Continue cooking off the rest of your batter until it's all gone, and then they're ready to eat. Boxty is an Irish classic. For me, it is the ultimate comfort food. This just reminds me of the house I grew up in, a moment in time when I was younger, where food and culture really shaped my life. And all these years later, it makes me really happy to be able to share my traditional food with all of you at home. You can serve it many different ways, but sticking with a theme, I'm choosing to serve it with wild Atlantic salmon, some sour cream, and green onions. When done right, Boxty are crisp on the outside and soft in the middle. For me, this is the perfect Irish meal. And having left Ireland almost 20 years ago, this is the kind of food that instantly transports me back there. I hope you enjoyed this traditional Irish video. If you'd like to see more Irish food, then get comfy, because I've got lots more videos for you to check out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here again really soon.